Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So we just got our new head in with the performance valves. They're just set in there for now. They're just basically pretty tight. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take this apart. We're gonna take those valves out. We're gonna make sure that they're seating properly in the actual head. And then we'll continue to put this motor together. Now what I'll do is I'll put my camera on a stand and I'll show you how I'm actually going to work those valves in, and we'll go from there. So give me a second, let me set up this camera so we can get a closer look at how I'm going to do it. Okay guys, so we're removing the lifters. They were in there pretty tight. So I'm going to unscrew that. There we go. Right there. I'm going to push this down and release. Springs are way nicer. And here there's a little valve on top of that, which is being a little bit funny. There it goes. I'll pop that off. So we know that that is the exhaust side. And just take that out. So exhaust side, okay. And valve. Huh. Okay, we're just going to tap that a bit. All right. Don't recall that having that at the bottom of this. Okay, so this is the side. This is exhaust side. And this is the side. Okay, there we go. 1, 2. Okay, we'll figure that out in a second. Okay guys, so I've got it taken apart. The exhaust side's got a little cap. You see that? That's got to go back onto the lifter, to the valve. The valves are identical left and right, size-wise. So now what we're going to do is we got to get them seated. So I'm going to go get a compound, and then we're going to get those seated. So give me a second. I'll go grab a drill, and we'll get them seated properly. Okay guys, so I've got my my valves here. I got my compound. So what we're going to do is put a little bit of compound around the edges here, and then we're going to slip them back into their position. We're going to put a piece of rubber hose on the end of it and hook that up to the drill, and then slowly move the actual valve and get it to move back and forth. Let me get one set up and I'll show you how that looks. So guys, basically I've got the drill hooked up to that, and run the drill until I stop hearing the actual grinding sound, okay? And that should get them to seat pretty good. So let me continue doing that. I'll keep filming so you guys can see, and then we'll take it from there. Perfect. Okay guys, so I just cleaned that up with some brake clean. We're going to do the same with these. Clean them up, make sure that there's none of that compound left on. So let me do that. Okay guys, so I've got it back together. Valves are seated perfectly, which is awesome. So that's a win there. So now what we'll have to do is get this thing put back together. So what we got to do is clean up the cam and put new seals on the end of this and clean up on the inside of that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the camera down. I'm going to take the seal out. We'll pop that out and clean this up, and then get it ready for the camshaft and of course the seal. Okay guys, so I've got the seal kit here for the engine. I removed the old seals from the case and from the block itself and cleaned it up. So now what we're going to do is we'll put the new seals on there and on the block, and I'll show you how I'm going to do that. Let me open this up. So guys, basically, if you saw what I did there, I just used my socket and pushed it in and tapped it in. When you look inside, there should be a space between the bearing and the seal. The seal should sit in just about 1/8 of an inch, and that one's doing that. So let's get the block one in, and then that one should be flush. So guys, basically, if you saw what I did there, I just used my socket and pushed it in and tapped it in. When you look inside, there should be a space between the bearing and the seal. The seal should sit in just about 1/8 of an inch, and that one's doing that. So let's get the block one in, and then that one should be flush. Okay guys, I got that one in set, and it's looking pretty good. Let me double check this side. Perfect. Okay, so let's oil this up a little bit and let's get the piston in and get ready to put the shaft in, and we'll be ready to rock and roll. Okay guys, I got the cylinder in, arrow facing up, okay. And then we'll just flip it over here, and there it is. Okay, and that is ready now for the shaft. So let's get the crankshaft put in. Okay guys, as you can see, I got the motor hanging on a bar here. We're gonna get ready to give it a coat of high heat paint. I'm gonna mix it up and put it in my sprayer, and we'll give it a coat and see how she looks. But let's get that sprayer hooked up, and we'll take it from there. Okay guys, so we've got the first coat on. So this is high heat paint. It's looking pretty good. So we're gonna let this tack up for a good half hour or so. And then I am going to take it off the stand and lie it on its normal stand, and then give it another coat. So we'll just let it hang for a bit, but she's looking pretty good. Okay, so the valve cover that you see on there now is the old valve cover. I got a new one for that. It came with the head. So we're just gonna let this sit, and we'll come back within half hour or so. So guys, while the motor's drying, we're gonna start working on the tank. Basically, all I'm doing now is just scraping the residue of the paint off and the paint stripper. We'll do that now, and then we'll put another coat of paint stripper on it. But she's coming down pretty good. So let's continue with the scraper, and let's see how far we can get. So guys, as you can see, we got it cleaned out pretty well. I used die grinder here. I used a Scotch-Brite pad, so it's not that abrasive, to get rid of most of the other paint. It's looking pretty good. A couple little dings, but not too bad. What we're gonna do now is we're gonna flip it over to the other side, and we'll apply the paint stripper on that. And then let that sit for a couple hours, and then scrape that off and clean it up. Once it's all done, then what we'll do is we'll get it ready and we'll sandblast it, and then clean it out. Again, we'll degas it in the oven and then powder coat it. And then we'll see what she turns out like. Some of these dings I'm gonna take a look at and see if we can make them look a little better. We can fill them in before we powder coat. We'll see. I'm guessing that we can pull some of them out and make them look good. But overall, the tank's looking pretty good. Some of that, those little divots there, the die grinder smoothened them out. So I don't know. We'll see. Let's get the other side with some paint strip, and we'll take it from there. So guys, we got the bottom of the tank almost done. Scraped it. Went ahead and put another coat of paint strip on it. We'll let that sit for a couple hours. In the meantime, also, I degreased the engine shroud. Pretty rough. Reason why I degreased it is it was leaking oil everywhere. So in order to clean this, I don't want to be putting this in my blasting cabinet full of oil and grease. What we'll do is we'll probably use a die grinder on it a bit, clean it up a little bit, and then put it in the sandblaster. We're going to cut this video. I don't want them to get too long. Next coming up will be choosing the powder that we're going to use. Most likely it'll be the tank, engine shroud, valve cover, and so forth. And then we'll be putting the engine back together and adding all the upgrades. Guys, I really appreciate you guys watching. Thank you. Please subscribe. It helps the channel.